The U.S. Global Post website casts light on the criminal acts perpetrated by the armed terrorist groups against the people of Aleppo. Tension prevails in some Lebanese areas following the terrorist explosion that ripped through Al-Ashrafiyya area. And 3 Turkish police officers killed in clashes that erupted in Hakkari district. Good afternoon, this is news in English. Tension prevails in some Lebanese areas following the terrorist explosion that ripped through Al-Ashrafiyya area in eastern Beirut and led to the killing of 8 people and the wounding of 90 others. The blast was caused by an explosive device placed in a car parked in front of a residential building in the district of Sassin Square in Al-Ashrafiyya. The dead included Wissam al-Hassan, director of the information branch in the Lebanese Internal Security Forces. Information Minister Omran al-Zabi condemned the coward terrorist bombing. In a statement, al-Zabi said that such terrorist acts are condemned and unjustifiable wherever they happen. The Syrian armed forces continued cleansing Aleppo neighborhoods of terrorists. More about that in the following report.
An army unit targeted one of the terrorist gatherings in Aleppo near the retirement home in Bustan al-Basha neighborhood in the city. A military source said that 3 tourist cars that terrorists were driving were destroyed in the operation. At Sheikh Akhdar Square in Aleppo city, a unit of the armed forces destroyed a den for terrorists and killed many, some of whom were using RPGs and PKK machine guns. Armed forces units also carried out operations targeting terrorist hideouts and gatherings in the neighborhood of Al-Auja, the Old City, Bustan al-Qasr, Souq al-Fustok and Bustan al-Basha. The operation resulted in killing and injuring a number of terrorists and destroying 3 mortar launchers. In Aleppo countryside, an armed forces unit carried out an operation in Al-Atarib area targeting a terrorist hideout. 6 terrorists were killed in this operation, 5 were injured, and 3 motorcycles were destroyed. Among the dead terrorists was Abdul Wahid al-Najafi and Hamoud al-Lian, both Saudis, and Riyad Sulaiman al-Naif, Qatari. Another unit targeted a gathering of terrorists in Ain Jara town, killing 3 terrorists and injuring 2. Among the dead terrorists was Sharif al-Ali, the leader of the group known as Al-Bayat Brigades. Also in Aleppo countryside, the armed forces targeted terrorist hideouts near Khawabil Asal restaurants, Faroutim al-Nabi Yusuf Mosque, and south of the police academy, inflicting heavy losses upon the terrorists. In the village of Qabasin, the armed forces destroyed a mosque storehouse, a terrorist hideout, a number of pickup trucks along with the terrorists inside them on the road between Deir Jamal and Mara and near Deir Hafra.
The U.S. Global Post website casts light on the criminal acts perpetrated by the armed terrorist groups against the people of Aleppo. A closer look in the following.
They are not army members, they are terrorists killing and slaughtering innocents in the name of God.
They should fight in Palestine, not here. We don't want them here.
People of Aleppo refuse them, condemn their terrorists. The reason why citizens became targeted by the terrorist gangs. The terrorists and their supporters now avenge these innocents due to their opinions in order to make them leave their homes and obey their crimes. No one can deny that the citizens refused these crimes. Even the U.S. media admitted this through a report published on the Global Post website. The website also posted an investigation shows that the terrorist gangs burned and destroyed important historical sites and establishments in the city, in addition to forcing the citizens to leave their homes in order to steal their contents. The investigation indicated that the terrorist acts did not affect citizens only. Other terrorists who left and refused to fight also were harmed by those gangs. One of them, called Abu Zaid, said that they were stealing the house's contents in the safe areas and killing anyone who refused to obey them.
This is not fair. God called for peace.
Our culture is for peace and love, but their culture is for hatred.
Aleppo refuses and resists those criminals, and the people of Aleppo believe that they are victorious, and Aleppo will be a graveyard for anyone who tries to destroy it.
In Idlib countryside, a unit of the armed forces destroyed 10 cars equipped with machine guns and dismantled 10 explosive devices to the north of Khan Sheikhoun. A military source said that the armed forces continued to storm the caves and tunnels used by terrorists in the villages of Psayda, Al-Amudiya and Babylon. The source added that various kinds of weapons and ammunition were seized during the operation. The Syrian Arab Armed Forces destroyed in a qualitative operation terrorist dens in several areas in Homs countryside. An army unit killed terrorist Muhammad Sharif Abu Zaid and Ayman Ahmad al-Atrash of the Lebanese nationality in Jusiya area in the countryside of Al-Qasir in Homs. Also in Homs countryside, our army units destroyed several terrorist hideouts and eliminated some of them in eastern Al-Bayda in Al-Qasir countryside, Al-Ghanto and Al-Rastan in northwestern side of the city. In Al-Wa'ar neighborhood in Homs city, a unit of our armed forces seized in a raid at one of the terrorist dens 22 mortar shells. The competent authorities also seized 3 anti-tank Dungar missiles, 48 RPG shells, a large amount of PKC shots, automatic rifles, and a large amount of smuggled cigarettes inside the tunnel between Ghouta and Nizar al-Qabbani Square. The terrorists were using it to smuggle weapons and ammunition. A unit of the Syrian Arab Armed Forces clashed with an armed terrorist group near a Nabi unit site in Latakia countryside, inflicting heavy losses upon them. An official source said that the clash left scores of terrorists dead or injured, while the rest fled towards nearby forests. Turkish authorities announced the death of 3 police officers from the special forces as a result of clashes in the Hakkari province, southeastern Turkey, between the Turkish police and gunmen, in accordance with what the Anatolia news agency reported from the Turkish authorities. A Turkish soldier was also wounded in the attack in Bitlis province when gunmen attacked a military unit of the Turkish army. An environmental march was held this morning in the old Damascus area. This was carried out by many volunteers and NGOs under the supervision of the Ministry of State for Environmental Affairs.
This march was carried out by the Syrian Environmental Association, a leading environmental protection and non-government organization in Syria, the Syrian Scouts, and the volunteers from the Faculty of Science.
Our role is mainly for the awareness, make the people aware of the environmental problem, environmental issues, and shed the light on any problem for the environment. Of course, today is the Environmental Day of the World. We're trying to shed the light on this street here, the one between Maryamia Church into the Bab Sharqi.
Today we plan to work for cleanliness campaign and to talk about the environment and to mix with people in this area.
The aim of this campaign is to spread awareness about the environmental issues as the young volunteers gave away energy-saving light bulbs and small booklets about ways to save energy and reduce the waste and pollution. The volunteers also helped in cleaning up the streets in the area.
I'm studying at the Faculty of Science. We are here to spread environmental awareness. Me and my friends met a group at the university for this purpose. We just want everybody to know the importance of the clean environment.
After that, the State Minister for Environmental Affairs joined the young men and women, and they went together and inaugurated an art exhibition where all the art pieces were made from objects that would usually be thrown out, but in this case, they were recycled and they were used to make decorative materials. The volunteers later planted some small trees to make the area greener. Some of the locals also took part and they helped them plant the small bushes.
And with this we come to the end of our news for today. For more information you can visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. For now, stay with us. After the break, Khalid has the latest in economy. Good afternoon, this is news in English. Tension prevails in some Lebanese areas following the terrorist explosion that ripped through Al-Ashrafiyya area in the US Global Post website casts light on the criminal acts perpetrated by the armed terrorist groups against the people of Aleppo. Tension prevails in some Lebanese areas following the terrorist explosion that ripped through Al-Ashrafiyya area. And 3 Turkish police officers killed in clashes that erupted in Hakkari district.